We'll now do a second example of how to make a graph when you're given the equation. And again, just like we did the first time round, really one of the key things here is being able to identify the AHK values and knowing that the vertex is equal to the HK value. Okay? And so as we go through, we're taking a look at the equation that we're given up here at the top, and we want to know what the HK or AHK values are. So the A value is positive 2. The H value, again, it's the opposite of what the sign is, so the H value here is positive 3, and the K value is negative 8. Okay, because the A value is positive, the direction of this particular um, graph is going to go up. Okay, so it's an upward facing graph. The vertex is at HK, and so since the H value is positive 3, and the K value is negative 8. That just happens to be where our vertex is. So let's graph that very quickly. We've got positive 3, 8, or negative 8 rather. So our vertex is going to be right down there. Okay. So the equation of the axis of symmetry, it always happens again when x is equal to h. And so the equation of our axis of symmetry is x is equal to positive 3. Okay, because we know the h value is positive 3. We can also figure out the optimum value because the optimum value is equal to k. So the optimum value is negative 8, which means that there are no values in this parabola that are below negative 8. Okay, negative 8 is the lowest y value that you're going to find. Okay? And so now what we need to do is actually complete the step pattern. And so we could complete the step pattern either in that tiny little box, or I'm actually just going to do it right underneath the graph here. And so we talked about x, y1, and y2. So let's just quickly populate the field. So step 1, step 2, step 3, and then up 1, up 4, up 9. Okay, and then because we know what the a value is, remember y2 is equal to y1 times the a value. The a value is positive 2, so 1 times positive 2 is 2, 4 times positive 2 is 8, 9 times positive 2 is 18. Okay, so we're going to use that knowledge of our step pattern to go over 1 up 2. We're going to go over 2 up 8. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then up 18. So 3, 9. Okay. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually connect my dots. So this is a pretty steep parabola. Again, I am not the surest of hand, and since somewhat inaccurate drawing. But we now have identified many of our points. Okay, and so using this, we can figure out where our zeros are. So our zeros happen here at -1 and at positive 1 and positive 5. Okay, so positive 1 and positive 5 is where it happens to cross the x-axis, and it will intersect the y-axis. The y-intercept actually happens right there at positive 10. So we can tell that just based on the graph. Okay, so that's a second example of how you create a graph and pull information from the graph just using an equation.